So, Andre,
Yeah,
you got a few things you want to talk about, huh?
yeah. There was a certain synchronicity today, but I didn't know what to make of it.
Right,
And uh, is like a program called uh, Area,
right,
which is like similar to ChatGPT, but Japanese and more like it has certain improvements compared to ChatGPT. It was said,
right,
and that came up when I looked at the video about um, um, how all this development is going and so on.
mm-hmm,
And then that name came up, Area, so to speak.
right,
And then I was in to the city, going to the gym and so on. Then I met a musician. He said that he had bought a new guitar, and that guitar's name was Area.
mm-hmm,
And then I thought to myself, aha, that must be something maybe mythological or something like that.
yeah,
So I looked it up, and it was like in Greek mythology, a goddess of music and creativity and so on.
right,
And Apollo got together with her and they got a child with her and so on.
right.
Philosopher, I can't remember. The child
Sophia,
was no, it was a manly child. I can't remember the name. It was
right.
with the M or something. But there wasn't much about her
Metatron,
because no,
uh,
Metheus or something like
right,
that.
okay,
Uh, but there wasn't really much about her, but I thought it was very strange that her name meant warlike, because Ares or Ares, the war god, is means war.
right.
But this goddess didn't have anything to do with war, you know.
Mm,
So I was thinking, and then I thought to myself, yeah, I've been reading lately this book here. A little,
anima, anima, and anima. Yeah, animus and anima. Good. Well,
yeah.
well done.
So then I thought, aha, okay, maybe like a representation for the anima within the man, because my astrological sign is Aries, and that is Ares,
Yeah,
the Mars and so on. So that was the connection I could make as far as it has gone right now.
yes. Well, it's very interesting and it's very inspiring when we get into these synchronicities because they open up so many doors of potential knowledge that when we start piecing together uh, is so enlightening oftentimes. And the other thing is due to the nature of synchronicity, you have to know that there's something over and above this cold cosmos with evolution and no spirit. You have to know that there is some spiritual intelligence which feeds us certain things like this when we are of that variety of mind to be able to receive them and ponder and wonder. And so if you ask, lower conscious beings about synchronicity, then they wouldn't know anything about that. And if they ever had anything which was remotely synchronistic, then they would call it coincidence. Thus, the whole thing about the synchronicity would completely pass them by. The
Yeah.
synchronicity is a very, very deep and profound spiritual experience, whereas a coincidence is just shit happens.
Yeah.
And so coincidences are for the muggle, whilst synchronicities are for the awakened beings.
Yeah.
I once made a video many years ago about the difference between coincidence and synchronicity. And the difference primarily is a psychological understanding of deep and rich connection.
Yeah.
Whereas the coincidence is just cold and it's dead, and it doesn't really mean anything to anybody because nobody
Yeah.
applies that level of consciousness to it. You see, but
Yeah.
if we work under the premise, like the Kantian premise, that everything has a cause, then nothing is without its cause. And when we start looking into the causes and ask why this cause came about to produce this effect, well, we get into very, very interesting territory when we start looking at all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So
So yeah, yeah,
I
you
would
continue.
say, over and above that, if you don't have anything more to say on synchronicity, we can move on to another subject because I've got one in mind. But if you
Yeah.
have got something more to say about synchronicity, then I'll go with that.
Yeah, yeah, I just pondered the synchronistic aspect still, and I was thinking about another thing my friend and I was talking about, and it was like how the Greek aristocrats they were living like in a state of leisure, courage, and all that kind of stuff. And in a way, that is what we also are doing, but we can't do it full on because we are not any Greek aristocrats, But if we could, we would do. But and that life is certainly not for everybody because those that were not a Greek aristocrat, yeah, they probably wouldn't fit in there anyway, even if they got the opportunity because they were at the right place. But still, of course, they were affected by a lot of hard work and cortisol all through their days and so on. But yeah.
Yes. So this actually, this is a nice segue into what I've just put up two videos about. And
Hmm.
when you speak about the Greek aristocrats having leisure to ponder life, um, that's a beautiful privilege. And you say, well, we can have a little bit of that, but maybe not for long. Well, I consider that I've worked it out that I will have it for the rest of my life. And I've had it for 15 years, and I anticipate on having it for the rest of my life, maybe another 30 years. And
Hmm.
so we can manufacture within modern societies a aristocratic variety of lifestyle. Now, my lifestyle isn't abundance in paper wealth, it's abundance in spiritual wealth. And the spiritual wealth is freedom to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, to sit and ponder, to sit and read, to meditate, to exercise, and do all of these wonderful things which were and are a privilege. They are a huge privilege for the human being, particularly in this day and age, because very, very few people, even billionaires, they are not afforded what you and I have, created for ourselves.
Hmm.
And I often look at the prolific lifestyle of people like Jordan Peterson, who is in a video every fucking day, sometimes two a day, all over the fucking world. And I look at myself and I go, this must be a simulation. It must be a fucking simulation. How does anybody find that time? But you see, Peterson is a very, very fixated and driven individual. And when you look into like obsessive compulsive disorder and ADHD and all these different sorts of things,
Yeah.
then you can see how people fit things in, like Elon Musk, because they never stop.
Yeah.
They never stop. They're like the
No.
Terminator. And
Yeah.
so Jordan Peterson has an entourage of paid staff amounting to 15 people. 15 people pave the way in his everyday life. His meals, his clothes, his transport, his venues, everything. Everything is laid on, and all he has to do, like a queen, is get in the carriage and then he's taken to wherever he's going. He doesn't have to buy a plane ticket, he doesn't have to look at his watch to discern the time, none of this stuff. Everything is
Mm.
done for him. All he has to do is think. And so, therefore, he is very Aristotelian, Platonic, in his own way of a mix between philosophy and psychology, and so that's how they do it.
Yeah.
When I look at myself, I shudder at the thought of even having one of these venues once a week. Once a week, it would fuck me up. I just try to imagine. Well, I live 100 miles away from London, let's say, where most things are liable to happen. If somebody's wants me to do a venue or something, then I have to travel to London. I have to arrange accommodation because to go there and to come back in one day is going to be too exhausting. So you've got to you book your traveling, whether you go on train or whether you go on the car. You've got to book your accommodation. You've got to make sure that the food is right for you, and then you've got to arrange for someone to give you directions to the venue. There's a whole bunch of shit going down, and I'm like,
Mm.
I could never do it in a million fucking years. uh, but when you look at the people who do it, they are very, very wealthy. If you look at that guy called Yuval Noah Harari,
Yeah.
he wrote several books. I think he's wrote 3 books. The first one was *Sapiens*. He sold 25 million of that book. Now, I have that book on my shelf, and it's a fair enough
Mm.
decent book. But he sold collectively 45 million books. If you've sold 45 million books and you only earn $1 a book, you are
Yeah.
worth $45 million.
Yeah.
Take off, I don't know, 40% tax, you're still worth $30 million. With $30
Yeah.
million, Andre, you can have a whole fucking army waiting on you. And that's what these people do. That's why they can do what they do. People like you
Yeah.
and I, it would be absolutely fucking impossible, be exhausting and draining. We couldn't possibly do it.
No. No. And when I can say that there's many things that I might develop in myself and so on, but I'm still in a kind of a vacuum where I just listened to some people in the gym the other day that were talking, and they said, yeah, because of the value of the money and how it all is being nowadays, you can't, as a personal trainer, make the money to even eat the food that you could do before, you know.
Yeah,
So looking at me, I can't that either, and I'm sometimes need to fucking starve at times if I don't borrow money, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and then I had my vertigo as well, you know. Of course, everything is a training ground, and all this is happening because I shall grow through it. But
hmm,
I get, I must say that I am not super patient, you know.
yeah.
And I think about the like solution crash and burn, you know, but then I will fuck up one thing if I do like that. If I do in another way, I will fuck up the other thing, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to work on your position. You
Yeah,
have to work for more money. And
yeah,
I mentioned to you in a video before, You have a condition which you've spoken about. It's on record, on your doctor's record, and there's many jobs that you couldn't do
Yeah.
for safety reasons. And
Yeah.
so, if you look at all the things that you couldn't do, you couldn't drive for a living, you couldn't operate machinery for a living, you couldn't do anything where anybody's safety depended on it, because you could have a vertigo episode and then somebody could get hurt, you could get hurt. And
Yeah.
so therefore then you can't work high, you can't do many things in case you have one of these episodes which puts your life at jeopardy. So therefore you need to capitalize on that, and you need to get paid for it.
Yeah, and that's what I have tried many times, but they don't see it. You know, there's a word for it. The word is um, let's see here. Yeah, I will look it up. Yeah, pro pre pro preoccupation. Let's see
What?
how it. Let's see. Proprioception.
Proprioception.
Yeah, it's like proprioception or awareness of position and movement of
Right,
body.
that's what they call your condition.
No, I actually have good proprioception, so to speak,
Right.
and you know, I have through having the vertigo. This is paradoxical. I have trained myself to have better balance than the average person. But when I walk in more complex ways, then that's a problem. So people generally can't see it on me, you know, because
Mm,
I am focused, you know.
yeah,
But if I'm at the working place, they will recognize it. Why is it going so slow when he should do this and that, you know?
yeah,
So it's very hard for me to show it to a doctor because they look upon me as totally healthy, you know.
yeah.
And as soon as I got this problem, I started to train right away, you know. In the beginning, I did like 2 hours of qigong a day, 2 hours a day. Then I stand on the balance board for 15 minutes and so on. And I
Mm,
have looked up what the average stance on a balance board is, and I exceeded the higher level of it
right.
also, and standing on one leg also, you know.
Yeah.
So it's very strange because it's those more finer movement when I'm not into like a focused stance, you know.
Hmm.
So it gets very paradoxical in a way because they have like uh, don't want to have me at the working place anymore because it went too slow. So it's very hard for them to see it. It seems, you know.
Yeah, very hard for them to diagnose, and
Yeah.
so yeah, that's a difficult one. But if you impress upon them, if you say to them, "Yo, whatever tests you've got are not sophisticated enough to be able to discern my issue, because it's very random, it's very sporadic. But if I was to get a gainful employment, and I was driving a bus, for instance, and I had a bout of vertigo, and I lost control, and people died, well, you'd be liable, government, for forcing me into, this variety of job when I've told you repeatedly on record what I have. So you need to present them with that one, because then they'll be very afraid.
Yeah. That is something, you know. And I will be at the meeting with this kind of people the next week, on Friday next week. And I have done a certain tactic with them recently, which has opened up a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
And I recognize I have a certain ego because I don't like to um, show this kind of weakness or talk about it in a self-deprecating way or anything like that. You know?
Yes, well, you need to, because you need to
Yeah,
impress upon them that you do have this condition. It is potentially dangerous and debilitating, and you need more money because the
yeah.
money that they give you on basic living, when they consider you to be fit and able to work, they pay you nothing to force you into labor. But if your situation is whereby it is potentially dangerous for you to work, then there are disability payments that you could get. So you might want to take advice from a citizens advice bureau, something like that, to let you know what avenues to pursue.
Hmm. Yes, I will keep that in mind. I will. Yes, because there is how I wrote my mails to them lately and so on has been in a way that it like triggers this thing of I don't want to be perceived as weak, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I of course what my friend said, yeah, but it's right. You are not lying, you know. So
Yeah,
it's right,
that's
you know.
right. So,
Yeah,
you have to swallow your pride, and you think you're a warrior, and you're strong, and all this, and that's true. But there is something there which does make you potentially vulnerable. So it does have to be recognised, and it does have to be
yeah,
accepted. Now, this is a perfect segue into what I'd like to speak about now.
yeah,
What I had kind of like it's not so much as a revelation today, but more like an acceptance that I am OCD and ADHD. So
yeah,
obsessive compulsive behavior and attention deficit disorder. Now, the criteria with the ADHD, I'm not a classic in that I can't focus on things for very long. I can focus on things for very long time. So I don't
yeah,
have that facet of it, but I have the facet whereby I always have to do many things. And
yeah,
very often I'm doing two things at once. For instance, I will never just like walk up to the supermarket because I'm going to the supermarket because that's a job that needs doing. No, I'm always recording a video whilst I'm going to the supermarket and when I'm coming back, when I'm going to the gym and when I'm coming back. So I'm always doing two jobs at the same time. I'm always capitalizing on my time. And even when I'm reading a book, I'm often thinking about new ideas at the same time because my mind can do that because the left brain is concentrating on the absorbing the knowledge of the book, while the right brain is flighty and it's thinking independently and they don't impinge on each other. I can do this. And so
yeah,
lots of people would consider that that's kind of like a bizarre thing. But I'm always doing that. And what happens is, whenever I'm reading my books, my flighty mind is thinking about videos and ideas. And then all of a sudden, I'll have to put the book down. I'll have to go onto the internet and I'll have to Google something because there's a word that's come to my mind. I need to know what that word is. And then I'll write something down and then I'll make a video about that later. Then I go back to my book and then I'm reading the book. And then, like, several minutes later, something else will pop up and I'm like, hot damn, okay, then I'll go back onto Google and then I'll do that. And so I'm very much like that, but I am persistent.
yeah.
But I do have a lot of information coming in all the time, which is distractive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can relate in a way, you know. I think it seems be more so with you, but for me, it's also like that. Like a word can pop up, and even when I'm at the gym and so on, you know, or just see something, oh, yeah, I should look that up. Yeah, I should look that up, you know,
Yeah,
and.
yeah,
I try to connect the different things with each other and so on, you know. And also, if I should go maybe talk to somebody about something important, I can also, like you, walk and then think what is the three most important thing to put forth right now. What are the three most important things? Then I think about it the whole way, or maybe even record my voice because I need to have a dialogue with
Yeah.
myself and so on.
Yes. So, for many years, I've realized that I do have many compulsions, and I am very, very particular about many things. And it appears that in my old age, I'm becoming more so because I'm really settled in to my comfort zone now. Whereas when I was younger, I would have to deal with the compulsions and the ADHD when I'm traveling around the world in hotels and things like that. And I would always keep meticulously clean and make sure all my stuff was exactly where it should be. And, I knew exactly what I had and all this different sort of thing. But I was always kind of living out of sorts, checking into a new hotel or, living in another accommodation, living out of a bag. It doesn't suit me, but I did it for many, many years. But these days, I'm so averse to it that I've even turned people down when they've offered to pay for my flight to go and stay with them at the other side of the world, Canada,
Mm.
Australia, America, Hawaii, Europe, very, very often people have just said, like, just come over, stay with me for a week. So I'll fucking pay
Mm.
for your flight, and I've mostly turned them down because of I like everything just so. I want to eat when I'm hungry. I want to have a
Yeah.
shower when I want to shower. I want to go to bed when I want to go to bed. I want to wake up when I want to wake up, and I want to drink alcohol when I want to drink alcohol, and all these sort of things. But when you're with people
Mm.
in company, you have to compromise, and then you get out of sync with yourself. And so I don't like to do that these days. But to finally accept that I have two major labels in the DSM manual, the Diagnostics and Symptoms Manual, which psychiatrists put together.
Yeah.
It's something like you, Andre. I was
Yeah.
reluctant to accept these labels for many, many years, but now I have a different mindset because those labels will work for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because
That's what you have to do. You have to get your labels working for you.
yeah, yeah. Because if I look into those different aspects, I'm probably on the autistic spectrum or something like that. Because I studied it a little bit and did like tests on internet and so on, and it often say like you're probably like a bit autistic or something like that. So it's more in that direction than that direction,
Yeah. Yes.
and also I think I have like post-traumatic stress, but that has gone better. But you can see it in certain reactions I have had in the past, like flipping out, way. But I'm pretty versed in myself nowadays.
Yeah.
I be pretty good at control.
Yes.
Uh, and then I looked into narcissism as well, and it says that I don't have that, at least, and I
Yes.
tried to look into that three times, just to
Yeah.
be sure,
Yeah. Well, lots of people have labeled me as a narcissist in the past because they don't understand what it is to be a narcissist. They just
Yeah,
think if somebody is very, very confident and is not shy about, saying what they are, then they think far too highly of themselves. So therefore, they must be a narcissist. But I've
yeah,
been to see psychiatrists and psychologists, and none of them have ever speculated that I have even the remotest leanings towards narcissism. And in actual
yeah,
fact, the last time was about 2 years ago when I saw my psychiatrist. When I arrange for the psychiatrist to have a meeting with me. It wasn't like, my doctor sent me to a psychiatrist, to work things out. I requested it, because I wanted it on the record. And I spoke to him about my post-traumatic stress, the
Yeah.
death of my mother, and my being shot in Africa. Two very, very profound things which have sent me into my reclusion. But on top of that, my ADHD, because my mind is very fast thinking and very broad thinking, then everyone I speak to, most people who can't hold conversation, I get frustrated with, because they appear to be dead. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you people? You're dead. You must be dead. But now I'm starting to accept that no, Aaron, you have, a variety of thinking, which is, it's not necessarily a detriment to anyone, and it's not a dangerous thing. It can, make you, like me, a little bit haughty, a little bit condescending, a lot condescending sometimes. But I'm a
Yeah.
perfectly functional person in social environments, and I'm
Yeah.
always very, very amenable, and I always leave everyone laughing and engaged, and they'll always be saying what a a very pleasant disposition Aaron has. He's always happy. He's always got something to say. He's always looking on the bright side. He always cheers me up. And how many people have said, "Oh, thanks, Aaron, you really cheered me up," by saying that, because I listen and I care.
Yeah.
But when I'm making my videos, there are other facets of me, of us, which I play with. And one of
Yeah.
them is supercilious, where I'm condescending, haughty, and downright demeaning, because I want fucking results. That's
Yeah.
what I want. My viewers, I want fucking results. This sort of Aaron is kind of like, oh, whatever, each to their own, and they don't think like I do. They're not as brilliant as me. This is, what else can I fucking say? If I can think, 10 times faster than the average person and think so much deeper, then of course at some stage I'm going to be thinking, well, my IQ must be vastly more, even though I've never had my IQ tested. But there's something most certainly going on. And when you tune in to a person who can hold their own with you, then you know that they also are very broad in their thinking, and probably some sort of ADHD. Because this guy
Yeah.
in the gym I've been speaking to, the one that wanted to kill himself, and I gave him mushrooms, and then I gave him DMT, and he said, "Man, my life is fucking changed in this last 2 months, and I'm a different
Mm.
fucking person. And man, I'm so happy for that." But he is ADHD, and he was prescribed Ritalin today to calm things down. And so I said to him, I said, "I think I'm a little bit ADHD as well." He says, "Well, fuck me. You couldn't be standing here talking to me like this. We can talk forever. We can go on
Mm.
and on and on and on. There's never going to be any end to our conversation. If you can do that, then there's something very, very unusual going on in your mind.
Mm.
It's a very philosophical, very, metaphysical, very intelligent thing that's going on. But over and above that, we pull things from the fucking cosmos. We pull ideas out of the bag, which, many people haven't fucking heard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a problem, and you see, uh, I've been in my position now for 15 years, whereby, I say to myself, I will never work again. I will never go back out into society. What the fuck am I going to do out there with all those muggles? If the Third Reich wanted to employ me, I'd be fucking there. Yeah, give me that job. Yeah, what am I gonna do? Round them all up and fucking get them breaking rocks? I wouldn't go too extreme, like, to do anything, seriously detrimental to the health. I'd do things, I'd force them into some sort of labor whereby they'd all lose weight, they'd all be made of fucking muscles, and then, I'd fucking make them wear fucking headsets 24 hours a day, pumping fucking Platonic and Aristotelian philosophy into their brains or some fucking thing, but I just want to shake them up and go, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. It's kind of like it's very lonely and isolated, even though I'm not lonely because I've got too much going on. I've never had a second
Yeah.
loneliness in my life, but I
Yeah.
am isolated. And,
Yeah.
every time I engage with someone, it's just an epic fucking conversation, you know?
Yeah.
I can fucking stand talking to little old ladies, daft as brushes, because I'll just keep planting something, and I'll get them thinking in ways they've never thought before in their fucking lives, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So I think to myself, well, you should be going out doing something with this. Instead of
Yeah.
having a 2-bit fucking YouTube channel with 100 fucking views on most of my videos.
Yeah. Because it to have with people to do, it's like very, it can be very rewarding, but it can also be very what do you call it, uh,
Frustrating.
for frustrating at times,
Yeah,
but I am into this tribal aspect, and we're have been done it for a long time, so I still do it, but I meet people at times. Yeah, he seems a great dude, but I it takes so much energy to build up real relationships,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I want real relationships, not
yeah,
shallow,
yeah.
so then I just don't connect with him enough, because it will take time, sometimes,
Yeah, and also what happens is you see that people get drained when you're in a conversation with them. It's so mentally taxing to them. You see the color go out of their faces, and you see their eyes get fucking tired like that, and it's like, oh, yeah, gotta go. Nice to meet you, and this and the other. Because they can't stand the light. They can't stand this other world that you're bringing to them. They find it massively overwhelming, and they get very insecure. And so, with one of the guys in the gym I'm always talking to, because I notice everything about him. And so, I notice that every time he's in the gym, he's always chewing gum. And I'm like, do you chew gum all through every day? And he's like, why? And I says, well, every time I ever seen you, you're chewing gum. And he says, oh, I only chew it in the gym. I'm like, why? Oh, just something to do. Well, you come to fucking have a workout. That's something to do. So it's not that. It's not that. What else is it? Oh, I just like it. No, it's not that. Do you have a nervous disposition? No, not really. So do you need to always be doing something? When you're sitting watching the telly, or you're always twiddling your toes or picking your fingers or something like that. There's a reason why he's chewing gum every fucking time he comes to the gym. Right? And if I sat down with him for an hour, I'd find it. But people get intimidated by that level of imposition. They feel it intrusive, and so he had an operation on his arm, and he had some skin grafted. And this was a year ago, so the scar was all healed. But he wears a big sticking plaster as big as your hand over it every time he comes to the gym. And I'm like, "Have you had another skin graft?" "Oh no." I said, well, why you got that plaster on then? Well, because they say that it can take about 5 years for these scars to really heal. And if I should knock it on something, I'm like, fucking knock it. What are you going to knock it on? You're not working in a scrapyard with sharp pieces of fucking metal. You're in a gym. What the fuck are you going to knock it on? That's going to be so sharp it's going to rip it open. And,
Yeah.
so I'm like, it seems to me that you're over precautionary about everything. Oh, well, you don't know, do you? Well, you can't say you don't know, do you, about every fucking thing? Otherwise, you'd even be scared to get out of fucking bed in case a meteorite landed on your head. Oh, you don't know,
Yeah.
do you? So best stay in fucking bed with my helmet on. So when I look into people like this and I see all different sorts of fucked up shit, they can't be around me for much longer because they know I can look into their fucking soul and they don't like that. They've got no
Mm.
privacy around me.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. But you recognize a lot of the things, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I feel that I recognize a lot of things too, you know. But I can't put myself into why people would feel uh, uh, like intimidated, really, because I wouldn't be intimidated myself, you know.
Yeah, but can't you see that if you start inquiring into people, well, you told me last time we had a conversation about this narcissist, when you started asking him questions and he didn't
Yeah,
want you inside, he got defensive.
yeah,
And then he started projecting onto you that you do this and you do that, when in actual fact it was him that was doing it. And because you
yeah,
were pointing it out, then all of a sudden he closed down the shutters and started throwing the same shit back to you, didn't he?
yeah. That is something that I had recognized insecurities in him from start, and I have confronted him on it. But little by little, he have had worked me,
Yeah.
and you know,
He was
he
working his
even
narcissism on you, and they're very difficult to detect initially because you have to give them the benefit of the doubt because you think, "Oh, this guy's a nice guy," this guy is this or this guy's that. But then when you start to go, "There's something about this guy or
yeah,
girl," and then
yeah,
after time, when you're so deep in the relationship, you realize what the fuck they are.
yeah,
Evil
because
manipulators.
they do some tactic called flying monkeys also,
Yeah.
where they can yeah, control the narrative of the other people that might not know me as well, you know.
Yes.
And then they say things about me that I have not heard people say before, and that I don't can relate to even, and they really believe it, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they often when it comes out is like a direct reflection of themselves as well sometimes, you know.
yeah, yeah. The fucking narcissism is a whole can of worms, and so I'm going to be speaking about narcissism with Guy.
Yeah,
Remember Guy?
yeah, remember him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so he had a relationship with a narcissist for many years, and he looked deeply into it, and he realized lots of things when I got involved in one. And it's a very
Oh
complicated
yes.
story for anyone that knows a little bit about our relationship. But yeah, we're going to have a kick-ass conversation about narcissists.
Interesting,
Because
yeah.
many people would recognize those traits in lots of people.
Yeah.
So let us bring it back then to our own potential psychological issues. Because of my obsessive compulsions, and I'm always making videos, and I'm always working out, and I'm always doing my music, and I'm always doing all the things I'm always doing. And I couldn't possibly ever see myself partaking in the social environment, in a working environment. It is alien to me. I wouldn't fit in for a fucking day. I just wouldn't, unless, of course, I've got some sort of, leadership whereby people just listen to me and they don't ask too many questions as to why, and that may be, a little bit haughty, but there's many positions of managers and team leaders and this, that, and the other, and they tell the people how it's going to be. They don't sit
Yeah.
down and associate it with them because they don't fucking understand the ramifications of running things. If I was in
Yeah.
a position of power, whereby I'm running a building site, or I'm an operations control or whatever. Okay, I could do that, and I don't need to engage with people. I just tell them what to do. You
Yeah.
know, on that sort of managerial facet. But okay, so there's the obsessive compulsion, then there's the ADHD, which I've got sort of like busy traits in my mind, but it's not like I'm incessantly thinking because I can turn them off. You see,
Yeah.
that's the thing is with me. When I decide to, I just turn them off, and I'm not
Yeah.
thinking anymore. When I go, oh, I'm doing my music now, I'm doing my music. When I'm doing my
Yeah.
meditation, I close down completely. I'm doing my meditation. When I'm out walking in the nature, if I want to ponder some philosophy, then I can. If I don't, I won't. So it's not a compulsion, and it's not a disorder.
Mm.
It's a propensity because my mind fires like fuck whenever I'm engaging it, and the left
Yeah.
side is firing and the right brain is firing,
Mm.
both together, and I'm working things out with both sides of the mind because they are independent souls. So one of the books I feel compelled that I'm going to have to write, and I made this video about it because I've been speaking about this for a long time, but ever increasingly, I'm being drawn into it because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
In the Bible and in religious texts, it states that we have a soul. But if you want to find out what the fuck the soul is, then it doesn't explain that. It just says
Mm.
you've got a fucking soul, and you're going to go and sit with Jesus, when you die. If you profess that you love him, but if you don't profess that you love him, then you're going to rot in hell. Oh my goodness, really? What the fuck are you
Mm.
talking about, you fucking retards? But anyway, let's talk about this shit. They say we have a soul, and
Yeah.
then when you look at classic literature, people like Goethe, who wrote Faust, where Faust made the deal with Mephistopheles, the devil, because Faust proclaimed that there were two souls within his chest, at loggerheads with each other. They were always fighting fiercely between each other. And so we all know that there's polarities to life, and we have polarities. Lots of us, some of us don't, many of us don't. Many people don't have an internal dialogue, let alone a monologue. An internal monologue, let alone a dialogue. If
Yeah.
people don't have a monologue, they don't think inside their minds. They just get influxes of information coming into their brain, or they hear things from people in telly. That's how they
Yeah.
run their lives.
Yeah.
However, some people have an internal dialogue whereby you've got the left brain speaking with the right brain. You've got, the logician and the spiritualist or whatever. You've got two entities.
Yeah.
And so people, hundreds of years ago knew this. But in modern times, it's been discerned that, well, fuck me, they were right all along because we have two independent brains. When the corpus callosum is cut, which severs the communication between the both hemispheres, then they think absolutely, completely, and utterly independent of each other. And one would want to wear an orange fucking shirt on one day, and the other one would just want to run around the street fucking naked. That's how diverse they are. And then
Yeah.
somehow, the logical side has to override the flighty, fanciful side. Just go, no, 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 calm it down, calm it down. We can't run fucking naked. Not here, not now. If we don't want to wear an orange shirt, okay, let's wear a blue shirt. They'll do this level of compromising. So we
Mm.
know that there are most certainly two souls in the body, at least. But what I'm doing is I'm taking it further than that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that in my estimation, there are many myriad, potentially, of
Yeah.
souls or spirits which come into this human being. I'm going to be describing it like an omnibus. An omnibus is a bus that stops at every single stop. People
Yeah.
get on and people get off. That's what we
Mm.
are. We're a spiritual omnibus. And throughout our whole lives, spirits get on and then they get off.
Yeah.
And so when I look, I've got a spirit for the gym. I've got a spirit for the guitar. I've got a spirit for singing. I've got a spirit of adventure. I've got a spirit of perfection. I've got a spirit of belligerence. I've got a spirit of kindness. I've got a spirit of, deep appreciation for life and nature. I'm going to write them all down. And I don't know
Yeah.
how exhaustive this list is going to be, but it's going to be fascinating when I finally, ask myself, who the fuck is here? Who is here? In my book, I wrote about it. I wrote about our house and squatters being in it. Yeah. So I addressed it marginally, that we have many squatters welcome residents. You've got
Yeah.
the argumentative motherfucker, you got the destructive motherfucker, you got the messy motherfucker, you've got the dirty motherfucker, you've got all different sorts of motherfuckers
Yeah.
residing within you. And if you looked around your house and you saw that everything's fucking dirty, then that's down to one dirty soul. And you need to extricate, you need to eradicate, you need to evict that soul, and you need
Hmm.
to replace it with a much more cleaner and efficient one.
Hmm.
You see, this makes perfectly sense, but how many people can do it? How many people have the constitution to be self realized and then to say, okay, motherfuckers, you're going. You're fucking going. Like a landlord, which gives you your eviction notice. Or if you're a squatter, then you call the police and you get a court order. And then you present them with a court order. Get the fuck out of my house in 6 weeks, motherfucker. Otherwise, you're being arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, I have heard you say it before, and I've read it in your book as well. And this about the squatters and that we have different entities and so within us and so on. And but I do feel it's a very hard endeavor to get out one of this, because that certain facet are feeling something within me also, is feeling maybe something here or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's this Indian fable, you could call it. It's about the grandkid that goes up to the granddad, who was a wise chief, and he says, "Granddad, um, eh, there's a funny feeling in my chest. It's like there's two wolves, and they both want different things, and they fight with each other, and I don't know what to do, Granddad." And so Granddad says, "Well, you feed the one you want to keep, and you stop feeding the one that you don't."
Yeah.
So if you've got, uh, let's say, a lazy one,
Yeah.
then you have to, with your other spirits, you have to have a board meeting. You have to have a committee meeting. And you have to go, listen, lazy cunt, we're evicting you, right? Uh, all say hi or I for this lady yeah, lazy one to be evicted, and then all the other spirits go yes, 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 because they're not conducive. So then you set your stall out to starve that one, and how you do it, you starve them of what they need, which is laziness. So then you get the fuck out of bed in the morning, and you
Yeah.
tidy up your fucking sock drawer, and you go to the fucking gym, and you do all this stuff, and you push yourself and you push yourself and you push yourself until it becomes second nature, and that motherfucker's dried up, withered, and gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But weak people, if there isn't a strong one within you, you ain't doing it.
No.
How many people, Andre, have we heard that don't have motivation? Oh, I want to do this, or I want to do that, oh, but this and oh, but that. And then you say to them, you're big, you're strong, you're clever. Yeah, but. And it all
Yeah.
comes down to nothing because they deflate themselves. That motherfucker, the deflationist, that motherfucker has to go.
Yeah, of course, of course. there are so many things that I've thought about it. I do so many things that people would even pat themselves on the back for. I don't pat myself on the back for it. I just do it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I start to think, should I pat myself on the back for the things because it heightened my state, maybe?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you will realize, the value. Look, at the end of the day, we have to reward positive behavior
yeah,
because if you just go, oh, everybody should do that, or that's no big deal, everybody doesn't do it. And it is a
no,
big fucking deal. If you go to the gym, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, it's a big fucking deal because there's about 7 billion people on this planet that don't.
yeah. Yeah, that is actually the thing I need to work on more. You know, kind of self worth in a way. For me, it's just yeah, action. I do that because I do it. I just do it. It's no big deal, like
Yeah.
that. You know.
Yeah, so you just do it because you've got these spirits that's what they do.
Yeah,
When I used to travel around the world, I just used to think, "Well, I need to go somewhere now." I would always want to go the furthest I could possibly go, other side of the world, to
yeah,
places I've never fucking heard about, or this, that, and the other. And I'd used to, in the old days, go to the travel agents and I'd say, "How much is it a flight to go so and so?" And they'd go X, and I'd go, "Okay, when's the next flight?" And they'd go, "Oh, you can leave tomorrow morning if you like. A bit early. What about Wednesday? Yeah, oh, Wednesday. Let's book it. Okay." Then I go and tell my friends, I'm going to fucking Canada or, Africa or fucking Indonesia. And like, how long are you going for? What are you going to do? Who do you know there? And I'm like, I don't know anybody. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to have a look around.
hmm.
Oh, I don't know how you could do that.
It, the thing is, if I could, I would do. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, right now,
yeah,
like take a flight to any place.
yeah,
You know, but the money ain't there, and if I do, they will be searching for me in Sweden for this and that also because I still want in my money and so on. You know,
yeah,
I when I have gotten money from the state in the past, a long time ago, when I still had a lot of money on my account and so on. But I got money from the state still. I just went to Thailand and so on, you know. And
yeah.
then I shifted the app to redirect the traffic when I wrote to them, so that it looked
Yeah.
that it come from Sweden instead, you
Oh,
know.
that's good. That's good thinking. Yeah. So look, you've got the spirit that does that, and so if we don't lend ourselves to analyzing these things, then we'll just go. Yeah. I mean, I could just go. I go to the gym. I play guitar. I like keeping things clean. I like the inside of my house to look like the inside of a fucking wood. But if we stop to look around and go, hang on, why the fuck have I made my home like a wood?
Yeah.
Why the fuck have I done that? I need to think about that. I've got plants all over the place. I've got all wooden artifacts. I've got big lumps of fucking bark all over the fucking place. I've got five walking staffs. I've got mushrooms and, this fucking stuff going on.
Hmm.
Look at these walking staffs I've got.
Yeah.
Then over on that door, my green man.
Yeah.
I've got all this stuff going on and then all these plants everywhere.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? I asked myself, Andre, who
Yeah.
is doing that? I can't
Yeah.
say it's me. I go, who the fuck's me? It's us. So I go, okay, which one of us? Oh, it's the green man. The one that's loved nature all of his fucking life and just feels ecstatic when he's in it. The one that worships the sun and this that, and the other. Ah, okay. So I have a green man spirit within me. Yeah, great. Okay. I know one of them. Right. Why do I go to the gym? Why have I been going to the gym all my fucking life? Because there's a warrior in me. There's something in me that never wants to feel vulnerable in any situation. I'm always going to be fit and strong to deal with whatever I possibly can as a human being. I'm never going to say I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't fit enough to deal with that situation. Not happening.
Hmm. Yeah. I think about what I have on my walls. I don't have very much on my walls. I have in the hallway. I have a little picture, like a motif, of a man holding like a sword, and there's a snake like that, you know.
Right.
And there's snakes crawling on his leg. Muscular man, you know.
Yeah.
One of those Arno Brecker pictures. You
Right.
know Arno Brecker?
No.
It was actually Hitler's favorite artist, you know?
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
it's really heroic, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Proper
And
Nazi propaganda sort of stuff.
yeah, yeah. It looks like, you know, Roman body statues, you know
Mm-hmm.
that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So and that's kind of my favorite kind of artist as well. It's like it always since I was a teenager have struck a chord in me, that kind of artwork, you know, with the
Yes.
muscular physique and the heroic stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And also that I thought about it, it holds a snake, you know, and
Yeah.
I try to sniff snakes out, you know. I want to cut their necks off, you know.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
embody Odin then, don't you? Or Wotan?
Yeah, Wotan or something like that. It would be in a
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
And when you look at that picture, you bought that picture, you saw that picture somewhere and you had to have it, and then you had to bring it into your home because it's a representative of one of your souls.
Yeah.
You know, we have some sort of an affinity with uh, what Adolf was doing and all of his boys in the early days. You know, he was acting very, very righteous. He was taking what was owed to him and he was preventing other nations from killing German people. So in the
Yeah.
beginning, for the first 2 or 3 years, he was acting very righteously. Um, but then, you know, wanting to take more land and, you know, to be more authoritarian, he went, you know, too far. But you see, if he'd have stopped after invading the Sudetenland and after invading Poland, because they were very, very, very just, because both those nations were killing Germans.
Yeah.
They were actually doing genocide on Germans.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
nobody, no country could have had a problem with Germany for doing that. So if he'd have done
No.
that, he would have grabbed land and he would have secured his people.
Yeah.
But then, you know, entering Belgium and France, you know, because the Germans had a big bone of contention with France due to the First World War. But, you know, it's very, very deep and complex. But when we embody these things, well, we're embodying ancient spirits, man.
Yeah.
And you know, this is what the whole Bible's written about. This is what all spiritual literature, mythology is written about. It's about the spirits of the cosmos that we embody in some shape or form. And at our peril, we will be oblivious to knowing this.
Yeah.
So when we look at all of these, like Helios, the sun god,
Yeah.
which is also called Horus,
Apollo
also
also, I
called
think.
Apollo. Yes, I worship them.
Yeah.
I was born with them residing in my body.
Yeah, that's the highest of the highest, Apollo and the sun goddess and so on, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, when we look at Jesus, Jesus is the sun. And
Yeah.
that's why he's got the sun glowing behind his head. And, you know, Lucifer is the morning star, which gives light and wisdom. And oh my goodness, all this stuff is ancient mythology. And there's
Yeah.
nothing evil about it in the slightest.
Yeah, it's interesting with the like the morning star. is Venus, right?
The
And
goddess of love.
a goddess of love and sensuality and so on. Yeah,
So why
and
demonize it as a fucking evil thing like Satan? You see,
yeah,
Lucifer comes from Latin, Luciferius, or light, light,
yeah,
isn't it? And
light
so, well,
bringer.
because it's supposedly the brightest star in the cosmos, but it's not a star; it's a planet. Maybe they didn't know that in the early days, but now we know it's a planet, and it's the brightest, save from the moon. You know, in
Yeah.
our night skies. But the thing is about Lucifer, Venus, it's a morning star and an evening star.
Mm.
And so you can see it in the mornings and in the evenings, depending on the time of year. And then, when you look into mythology, well, Lucifer, there's no harm in the Lucifer. Very, very intelligent, bringing lightness, bringing guidance, bringing wisdom, and all these different sorts of stuff. And even when you look into the Garden of Eden with Satan, what did Satan do? Satan was very reasonable, and he just said to Eve, "Listen, if you eat from that tree, you won't die, and you become like them." Where is the evil in that? The
Mm.
Yahweh motherfucker, he's the evil one that then cursed the whole of fucking mankind for the transgressions of Adam and Eve forever
Mm.
and ever in a fucking day. Good God,
Mm.
this world's so fucked up.
Mm. Yeah.
Human beings so fucked up. The world's perfect.
Yeah.
So when we look at the souls or spirits that we embody, if we take a pen and paper and if we write these stuff down, and we'll probably, we could probably ultimately write hundreds of them, because we're going to have souls within souls. It's going to be Russian dolls. I mean, you
Yeah.
see, look, if I say to myself, look, what drives me to the gym? 5 times a week, and what's done that all my life? Well, it's a warrior. It's it could even be fear based to some degree, because if I'm not afraid of being dominated by somebody else, then I'll be weak and I'll go. I don't care about going to the gym. I don't mind if somebody dominates me. So in this
Yeah.
instance, having fear or a personal objection to anybody telling me what to do, or coming up to me in the street and trying to take my phone and slap me in the face and call me a pussy, right? It's never going to happen. Not in this life, not in another fucking life. Never ever going to happen. And
Yeah.
so, well, we look at that. We go, well, there's a warrior within me. There's a very, very prudent spirit within me that exercises an amount of fear, but it's a very positive level of fear. It's not the fear that's going to make me cower. It's the fear that's going to make me realize if I don't go to the gym, then I'm going to leave myself vulnerable. And I'm not leaving myself vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah. I think many people get vastly different treatment based upon how they are, how they look, and all that kind of stuff, you know. But it's very hard to see it because one has never been that, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
often the people that don't have the muscles and do sit and drink beer and do the video games and all that kind of stuff, they are not to be trusted because they they couldn't have your back as a friend either because they are weak, you know.
Yes.
uh, that doesn't mean that
And
one
so because
would
they couldn't ever have your back, then they don't deserve your respect.
no, exactly, yeah.
Look, how many times as I, as a young man, out on the town in nightclubs, ended up in fights? Too
Yeah.
many to mention. I was the only one that never got beat up. In actual
Mm.
fact, I was the only one that I've never had a broken nose. I've never had any of my teeth punched out. I've never had a split lip. In actual fact, I don't ever remember anybody ever laying a punch on my face.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
I get in my huh.
when they start, I'm on. I'm on it. And
Yeah.
I was boxing when I was 15. I was
Yeah.
doing full contact karate when I was 18. And then I went on to be, world class fighter. And so all my life, nobody, it doesn't matter where I've been, in prison or any fucking where, nobody has ever tried to put their finger in my chest and tell me what to do. My aura just was enough for them not to fucking go there.
Hmm. I but when I got my nose broken, I still was fighting also, you know. And I laid a couple of punches in their faces after I got my nose broken. I didn't react like many would react when getting it broken. I didn't even do this. I was just
Yeah.
still fighting, and then I
You still
spat
fight. You
bloody
fight
in their
like a
face.
warrior.
You know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you see, when I was 15, well, look, every school I ever went to, I was always the toughest in the school.
Yeah.
Because I was genetically very, very strong. But not only that, I was very fast with the fists. And if there was ever going to be any trouble, if anyone was coming for me, I'd go for them. And
Yeah.
so, that's how it was. And if I heard in school that someone's coming for you, and I'm like, who's this? And he's like, oh, this guy, he's in the year 3 when we're in year 1. And I'm like, he's coming for me. Why is he coming for me? Oh, because he's heard you hard and this, that, and the other. And then what I had to do, I had to go for him. I'm not
Hmm.
allowing him to come for me to pick his time. I go for him, which is
Yeah.
completely unexpected.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I see him and bang, bang, bang. I'm taking the initiative.
Yeah.
And when you do that, that scares people.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you are prepared to do what they're going to do to you before they come to do it, that gives
Yeah.
you the edge. And that makes people think fucking twice because they can never be settled. They could never be
Yeah.
a bully. They could never say, "I'm going to go and kick his ass," because they don't ever know. You're coming on the toilet. You're coming off the toilet. You're coming out the shower. Whatever you're doing, anytime, day and night, it can happen.
Yeah.
That's the warrior. That's the law. That's the code. That's how it's got to be.
Yeah.
And but I will say that I never started a fight. Never
Hmm.
started a fight. Never picked on anybody. Never bullied anybody. Didn't need to. I could do that with my mouth.
Yeah.
You know? And, so when I was 15, I was boxing. When I was 18, I was doing full contact karate. So my fucking feet were in the fucking air. So
Yeah.
anytime I had a bit of a hassle in a nightclub or something like that, my feet were around their fucking ear holes.
Hmm.
As soon as you throw a kick, people shit themselves.
Hmm.
But anyway, we have to look at the souls within us. We have to look at the energies within us because Andre, you know. I'm aghast. I'm absolutely aghast at why many thinking people haven't addressed this because it's as plain as day as far as I can see. Because if we do something as human beings and we do it consistently year in, year out, forever, we have to ask who the fuck is doing that. We can't just say, oh, it's your personality. That doesn't answer the question. What the fuck's a
Hmm.
personality? Oh, a personality is like every single thing it is to be a human being. No, it's not. It's fucking not. That's just too simple bullshit. It runs very, very fucking deep. But people don't want to go there because of the ramifications of knowing that, Andre. If people
Yeah.
started to know that they are multiple souls, then how would that affect the laws and their obligations and all these different sorts of things?
Yeah. And it's a little bit of a creepy ground also because then people start to think about what about demon possession? What about this, and that, you know?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, we are possessed. Everybody
Yeah.
is possessed because if we only look logically at what the soul is supposed to be. The soul is supposed to come into the human body at 49 days of inception in the womb, right? And then funnily enough, the Catholic Church say that if you're not a believer in Yahweh, then you will end up in purgatory for 49 days until God works out what the fuck he's going to do with you.
Hmm.
So why is that 49 days in the afterlife? And why is it 49 days it takes the fetus to have that spark of sentience within it? And then,
Yeah.
Andre, not even that, but it takes 1.5 years. It takes 18 months before sentience, the full sentience comes to know that you are I. Because babies, up until 18 months, they don't even know that this is me. And they don't
Hmm.
recognize themselves in the mirrors, do they?
No.
So there's a whole lot of stuff we need to fucking take into consideration. What came about 18 months? What was it that came in to the fucking motherfucking human being?
Yeah.
And then what is it that's floating around purgatory for 49 days? And what is it that's going into the afterlife? All these different sorts of things, you know? But then you
Yeah.
see, when people say that, oh, that person's possessed by the devil, not necessarily devil. That's just too simple. Possessed by a negative spirit. Sure, why
Hmm.
not? If there's benevolent spirits, then of course there's negative spirits, and
Yeah.
we've all done something that we, weren't proud of.
Yeah.
We got compromised within ourselves through greed or hatred or this, that, and the other, and we lent ourselves to stuff. It wasn't us. And, many people can say, oh, I don't know what came over me. That wasn't me. No, it was
Yeah.
one of you. It was one of you,
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Hmm.
And if we don't take, the initiative to look, who is it? Who's here? We have to ask, who's here? I ask every day, who is it that compels me to buy book after 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 book. It's exhausting. It will never end. From when my ego imploded 15 years ago, a spirit entered into my body and it was a book reader. It says to this collection of other spirits, you need to know a lot fucking more about what's
Yeah.
going on here. And so it's kind of like, well, what should I read then? Just fucking go to a bookstore, you'll know what to read. And you know what I did, Andre? And I write it in my book. I was drawn to these secondhand bookstores with old fucking dirty books, hundreds of years old. And
Yeah.
I'd go into these books and I'd look around looking like this. And then I was drawn to philosophy and psychology. No idea why, I just was. And I
Hmm.
would pick up anything that was old and dusty that I, didn't comprehend in the psychology, philosophy section. And I read all different sorts of Plato's discourses and Socrates stuff and everything. And at the time, I considered it was boring as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Why am I reading this fucking shit? But
Hmm.
after about 3 years, I started to realize why I was reading it, because everything started to get fucking clear. And then before I knew it, everything started to be crystal clear. And that's
Hmm.
why I was doing that. And then more spirits came on board, some left, but that's what happened. And to this day, the reading one, every single day, I sit for an hour or more reading these big, fat, thick ass fucking books,
Yeah.
which are not the fucking most stimulating books to read, but the knowledge. Got to have the knowledge. And I may have
Yeah.
to read 20 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages before I get one line that means something to me.
Yeah.
And I made a video the other day, and the video was when it said in Madame Blavatsky's book that someone says that we've got more than one soul. And I went,
Hmm.
fucking high five, motherfuckers. I've been saying that for years. And then it said not every human being has a soul. Go fucking figure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Andre? People have
Yeah.
known this a long, long time ago. Very clever people. This stuff comes from the fucking Gnostics and it comes from secret societies, where people have pondered this stuff for fucking eons. They knew this.
because if they don't have a soul, then they are those with no dialogue or monologue within.
Yes, yes.
And but do animals have a soul?
Yes, everything. I think. Well, okay. Look, we can see animals that do, right? For
Yeah,
instance, I know that squirrels are very clever.
yeah.
They recognize my voice, they recognize my face, they know how to act around me. They have an intelligence to gauge whether I'm a threat or not. And in time, they get more confident, and then they'll be my friend and all this sort of thing. A sheep and a cow and a goat would never make these decisions.
Hmm.
So you can see that they're automaton. A cow is a complete and utter fucking automaton. You know,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter. You could go to that cow every single day for a whole year, and it wouldn't befriend you. It wouldn't make any realizations about your kind to it, and you've got food to it. It will still be the dumb same beast at the end of a year. Nothing would have
Hmm.
changed. Whereas there are animals like pigs are supposed to be more intelligent than dogs.
Yeah,
So they come in degrees, Andre. This is the thing.
yeah,
You know, the intelligence or the spark or the soul, it's in
yeah,
degrees. But psilocybin, you know, shown me without a shadow of a doubt that when I was with people, I would feel their emptiness. I would
yeah,
feel there's nothing there
yeah.
except the program.
There is a certain thing. There is a like when I go buy food in the store here on the place down here the street. There is a girl that comes in there sometimes, you know. She's one of the yeah, you know, and
The sort of girl you want to take home and marry, yeah?
yeah, something like that. And I just wonder, you know, why are everybody treating her so well in the story? It's hello, Natalie, but when I look, it's like it's an empty fucking mongoloid, you know?
Yeah,
What the fuck? They must be pretending because no, I don't want to hurt this person or what it is, you know?
yeah,
But I don't feel that there is something. I just feel there's a wandering something. I don't know what it is, you know?
yeah,
It's horrible, it's empty, and it only makes a bunch of fucking sound when it comes in. Those people in the store, are they pretending? They must be pretending. Hello,
yes.
Natalie, and
Well, look, they're acting out of social etiquette because this person, you know, the
yeah,
chances are it's a zombie or a ghoul.
yeah,
Very, very, very low consciousness. And you know, if she was deaf and dumb, but otherwise intelligent and normal, you'd know that because she would act
yeah.
very differently. But if and it just comes in and it picks the same things up and then it goes out. Well, it's a fucking bot, isn't it? It's a fucking bot. It's a
Well,
program.
one time she tapped me on the back like that. I just like looked at her like this because I was interested in seeing what I felt inside, and I couldn't feel anything. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't feel. I mean, I have easy time feel empathy for people and so on, but I couldn't feel even that. It was like the empty sack of potato. You know.
Yeah, so there's nothing to feel empathy for. You see, look, we can
Yeah.
feel empathy because empathy means that we are empathic and sympathetic towards a certain person suffering. But if they're not actually suffering because there's no one there, they're just
Yeah.
a robot or just a program, then it's kind of like, you know, if you look, "Oi, oi, 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 oi," you can't imagine them ever lying down and going, "Oh my God, why am I such a Mongol? Why do people look at me so fucked up?" No, they don't ever think like that. So therefore, they're not
No.
suffering. So therefore, they're not human. because human
Yeah,
beings know how to suffer. If you're not suffering, you're not fucking human. You know, like a psychopath.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but because what I see, I see a person coming in there harassing the people that are working there, harassing people. That's what I see, you know. So if it was my store, I would say, tell the caregiver to get away that person from there, or put it away, you know.
And
I mean, it's
if you
so fucking sick that the caregiver don't say to that weirdo to don't harass the people in the
Yeah,
place, you know?
well, you probably couldn't comprehend that. But you see,
Yeah,
we being intelligent, then we look at that as a bad machine and we go, oh, it's a bad machine. So let's just smile and let's just pity and let's just try to be understanding a little bit. And, there's virtue in that, isn't there? But it's difficult because I often say in my videos, where does a human being start and end?
yeah,
Nobody wants to broach that because if anybody tried to broach that, they will be cancelled in a fucking instant because you're not allowed to say anything like that. You're not allowed to have discernment towards your fellow man. You're not allowed to judge their IQ unless, of course, it's Elon Musk and it's Jordan Peterson. You can say, oh, their IQ is scary. It's high, high, high. But if you notice someone's got a very low IQ, like if you say to yourself, well, 90% of the African continent have an IQ below 80, you can't say that. You're cancelled in an instant.
yeah.
It's all fucking bullshit. A bit of
Yes.
it. It's fucking bullshit. It's tiring. But to get back onto this conversation about knowing our souls, I can't see it's any other way. You see, look, 100 years ago, Freud coined the id, the ego, and the superego. He
Yeah,
said our psyche is fractured into three main agencies. The id is the animal instincts. You want to
yeah,
fuck and fight and feed yourself.
yeah,
The ego is the main body of the operating system of the human being, which is
yeah,
thinking, going to get a job, got to feed itself, going to have a wife, and this, that, and the other. The super ego, which is the conscience, is going to be keeping the ego in check, and the id in check, because you've got two extremes here. You've got the id, the fighting and fucking, not thinking one, and then you've got the compassionate one. You've got the guilt-ridden one. You've got the
yeah,
conscience, and then you've got the ego in between. You see, and this is why we always refer to the ego. We don't refer to the super ego. We don't refer to the id. We refer to
yeah,
the ego. This is the main body of it. But there are these two facets to it. You see, and so that was a leap in the right direction when we accepted that. But then Jung came along and he says, well, there's not only the id, the ego, and the superego, there's archetypes and personality types, right?
yeah,
Because we all embody archetypes, we all embody personality types. And
yeah,
so I'm going, several steps in advance of that. I'm even going, well, yeah, you've got archetypes, you've got personality types, and these personality types are actually souls or
yeah,
spirits. They could be demonic and they could be benevolent, but fucking, you've got them. And everybody's got them. Nobody, except some sort of mongoloid or something, doesn't have, these things. And the more advanced we are in consciousness, the more we have, the more
yeah,
nuanced we are.
yeah,
Can you imagine how many souls, like a person that works flipping burgers all their life has, or stacking shelves in a warehouse? How many souls do they have? Very limited.
yeah,
Very limited. But, if you are intellectual and you're spiritual and you're artistic and you're adventurous and, you've got many, many skills, with all of these skills, you need a spirit. You need an operating system. You don't have nothing on the computer without having an operating system. The operating
yeah,
systems are the fucking spirit. So if you want Windows, you got to have the spirit of Windows. If you want firewall, you got to have the spirit of a firewall. If you want some fucking Excel or something, you got to have the operating system. You got to have the fucking spirit behind it. And that's we're exactly the same.
Yeah. Hmm.
Fuck, I've got to write a book about this. So I really have. And, I've appealed to people in my last video. If anybody has heard anything, anybody speaking about this stuff, or, if you have opinions about it, then say something. But true to fucking form, if there's 3 fucking comments, that's all there will be. And nobody, will be saying anything, of any real interest. Because, it takes a certain sort of a mind to think about these things, and it's not the common or garden mind, obviously. And
Yeah.
this is why I can often bluster, at my own genius, and I leave it down to the discernment of the viewer. Well, am I fucking bat crazy, or am I bordering fucking genius? Because there's something going on. To make so many revelations and to have so much just insight and, come up with fucking ideas, which I think are quite pioneering.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, it connects a lot to the topic of egregores and so on.
And
Also,
egregores, exactly.
yeah,
Egregores.
I have
Egregores.
ordered the book actually, so it's coming in the beginning of next month.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes. So when we look at Jungian archetypes, let's just say the warrior. The
yeah,
warrior. Many of us embody the warrior. Not everybody. Millions of people embody the coward. Right? The
yeah,
last thing on this planet they are ever going to do in this lifetime is be a warrior. Why the fuck is that? Why the
yeah,
fuck is that? You know, that's something that I'm going to have to really put some time and effort into trying to work out. But then, because there's so much we don't know about what it is to be a human being. We don't know how old our souls are, Andre.
yeah,
We don't know if we've been to this planet or this dimension a million times or a fucking dozen times.
yeah,
Because if we've only been a dozen times, then we're not going to have too many facets to our consciousness. We're going to be like maybe like a fucking dice. We're going to have like 6 facets to our consciousness, and that's it. Whereas
yeah,
people that have been a thousand times probably are like a thousand faceted diamond. They've got all different sorts of potential spirits that come along for the ride. They come
yeah,
along for the fucking ride. I'm telling you. That's what I'm
yeah.
telling people.
Mm,
Because they exist. Because why do I know this? I know this for many, many reasons. But when I took Amanita muscaria,
yeah,
spirits entered me
yeah,
and they lived vicariously through me, through this body, and they acted out what the fuck they wanted to act out. And what they acted out was what they were. One was a Viking, one was a wolf, and one was the primal man. And they all exhibited what they were through my body. And I was watching my body doing what they wanted it to do and thinking like they wanted it to think and seeing the things that they wanted to see. I was aware of all this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? I had possessions.
yeah. So they're the warrior spirit embodied you.
Yeah?
Have the king spirit? Have you experienced that?
No?
Because the king is connected to the sun, the archetype of the king.
Right?
Then the warrior spirit is connected to the planet Mars, and Venus is like what you said before, the lover,
Mm-hmm.
and Mars is also the lover in a way, but it's the warrior and the hero as well,
Yeah, it was kind of like
the,
Shiva, the creator and the destroyer. What we find
yeah,
is within all mythology, at some stage, everything is both.
yeah,
Everything turns out to be everything. For instance, look, in the Old Testament, Jehovah is supposed to be the most benevolent, loving God, but he is the biggest tyrant motherfucker you could ever wish to meet.
yeah,
So how does that mean? And then Satan is supposed to be so fucking evil, and yet he gives out the best advice. Go
yeah.
figure.
But what I meant here is like when Venus and Mars come together, there's there's the feminine and there's the
Yeah,
masculine.
you got to have the anima and the animus. You've got to
Yeah,
have the opposites, the yin and the yang, as above, so below.
yeah,
All this stuff, because what people fail to recognize and take on board and assimilate is that um, we are in something. It's
yeah,
like a baby being in the womb. We are the mother. We are the mother as well as the child. And this is why we've got so many metaphors about Jesus being the Son of God and the Son of Man, and, all different sorts of things as to, I and the Father are one. And truly I say unto you, the kingdom of God is within you all. And yet then he'll also speak about in the Father's kingdom, it's this and it's that. And, you won't go to the Father's kingdom if it's this, and you won't go to the Father's kingdom if that. And all this different sorts of stuff. It's kind of like, well, on the one hand, you say the kingdom was in here, so there's nowhere to fucking go.
yeah,
And then, they tell us that, well, if we don't believe in Jesus, then we won't be going to heaven. When Jesus said the kingdom of God's within you. So what the fuck is the deal? Look, all I do, I listen to all that bullshit. And I trust in my own fucking higher state of consciousness, because I believe my consciousness has all the facility to be able to work this thing out in a very feasible and rational way. And so I don't need to listen to their contradictory bullshit. I just look inside, because I know that I'm the cosmos. I'm self-realized cosmic fucking entity. The cosmos is in me. Of course it has to be. Recently I did a video. I said, do you not know that you have a world to yourselves? You have a cosmos to yourselves. And stupid people will go, but the point is, every fucking thing feel, think, hear, fucking taste, everything is in you. The stars are in you, the galaxies are in you, the oceans in you, the mountains in you. It's all in here, in your consciousness. So, of
yeah,
course, it is as above, so below. There's no
yeah,
separation. It's all one. But people, they need a higher state of consciousness to be able to really get to know that. Some people
yeah,
might think, oh, as above, so below. In principle, they can kind of like juggle it with their
yeah,
level of intelligence, but they can't know it because they don't have those intuitive powers which are
yeah,
bestowed from the cosmos with a higher state of consciousness. There are many, many varying states of consciousness. And this is
yeah,
why we've got such a divide on the world, and it will never be any different because people see the world vastly different.
yeah,
With the higher state of consciousness. And they look down at the masses and they go, what the fuck we're going to do with this shower shit? It's like a farmer saying, what the fuck are you going to do with like 100 goats or 1,000 sheep or something? You're going to do what you fucking need to do. You're going to
yeah,
beat them, fucking wash them, inject them, shear them, butcher them. That's what you're going to do.
yeah.
There's no different with human beings.
No. Hmm.
Only they do it in different ways. You see, look, for years, Andre, they've done this culling all around the world in a very barbaric way. Now they're
Yeah,
doing it more sophisticated. They're doing it with these trumped up wars. They're
yeah,
doing it with viruses. They're doing it with the foods. They're doing it with the cars, let's say, all the cars on the road. How many cars are responsible for deaths? Hundreds of thousands every single year. And
yeah,
are we naive enough to believe that when they took all the, piloted cars off the road and there's only the ones in the grid which can't have accidents, are we supposed to consider that the human population is going to just keep rising up to the fucking stars? Or are they going to introduce something else to bring it very, very back down? Of course they are. Of course they are. Stand to reason. They have to. They can't do
yeah,
nothing else. Otherwise, it will jeopardize the whole of the fucking planet.
yeah,
But the fool don't want to recognize this. The fool doesn't realize it. But if the fool realizes it, that the fool is one, then, it's just, they'll realize it has to be done. And nobody's being persecuted. Nobody's being called. Nobody's really suffering, ultimately.
hmm.
Because it's all imagination. The human consciousness is all imagination.
Yeah. It sometimes is like uh, not all the things that one should be able to detach from. I can't detach from right away like that, you know.
Yeah. What like?
Uh, um, you know, I have this body of meat, like so on, and
Body
I
of what?
need to. I have in my body. I need to feed it and
Yeah.
so on,
Yeah.
and then also I can have like obsessive thoughts and so on. Also, you know, like I think it's very hard when one has gotten a liking towards a certain girl to not have obsessive thought that is coming back and forth all the time. You know,
Yeah.
like I see it, but my mind start to fantasize anyway. You know,
Yeah.
and and I sometimes. Rather would want to detach to certain things like that, you know?
Yeah. But the thing is, you see, the body has needs.
Yeah,
It is an emotional thing. It
yeah,
craves love, comfort, security, companionship, sex, and all these things. And so that's what it does.
yeah,
If you want to fight that, then the best thing to do is to go and join a monastery whereby you'll never watch porn, you'll never see a pair of tits walking down the street, you'll never have any of those things. And if your cock starts to get a little bit fucking tingly, then maybe you want to drink a bit more of that fucking bromide tea, which suppresses the you see they give you this thing called bromide, I think it is, in the army, which suppresses people's sexual activity. Otherwise, they'll all be fucking wanking all over the place. Can you imagine big dormitories full of fucking 20-year-old men?
yeah.
They're knocking it out 5 times a fucking day. So they put bromide in the tea
Hmm.
to calm that down. Um,
What is is it like lowering the
Sex drive. Yeah, yeah. I
testosterone
don't
or
know
so
exactly how
on?
it works,
Yeah.
and I don't actually know whether they still do it,
Yeah.
but they used to do
I
it.
mean, this force is really great to have to use also in all kinds of stuff, you know, creativity and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you look at saying that you can't stop things, well, yeah. I mean, look, you have to work with. For instance, if people they do this semen retention, and they consider that watching porn is such a terrible thing, I think they're being very silly. I think they're being very naive, and to do this semen retention, and if they think they're going to get more fucking spiritual, then I think they're dreaming. I really do. The human body has been functioning this way for millennia. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah,
Because if you fuck with it,
that's
listen, Andre, let me finish
yeah,
this, please,
yeah,
because this is what Freud was dealing with for all of his fucking clients. He had 90% middle-aged Jewish women who were Christian or Catholic, which were, had the super ego, the guilty conscience about masturbating, and yet when they got to middle age, they weren't getting fucked anything like as much as they needed to. So therefore, they had this desire, they had this compulsion, they had this fucking thing that they need to suppress. When you've got energy, which is libido, all energy is sexual energy, it's libido. If you don't let it out in its normal state of course, then it will come out in another way. And it came out in neurosis, it came out in mental illnesses. And so that's what Freud was dealing with all the time. That's why he said that everything's about sex. It's all about
yeah.
sex. And so this is why going over to Africa, you won't fucking find people which are stress heads or anything like that because they're so liberal about sex.
Yeah, but sex first and foremost. Now, I'm not saying that the sex first and foremost should produce a child, but I'm saying that it is something that should be a connection with a woman. You know, it should be intimate experience. You know, uh,
Why?
so, because otherwise you actually inseminating a material thing, or the computer which bear no soul at all. You know, it it inseminate some kind of emptiness within, you know,
Yeah, if
a
you
lack.
well, if you are, with a girlfriend, with one partner, then the chances are she's gonna be on contraceptive, unless you wanna knock out, 10 kids over 10 years. So it's the
Yeah.
same thing. So if you go to a prostitute who's killing your babies, unless you don't wear a rubber, then I can't find any problem with just sex for the act of it, with masturbation
But then the
or prostitute.
contraceptive destroys also the women, because it lowers the experience of the sexual thing and so on. Also, the
Okay, so
contraceptive.
well, people wear rubbers then, and wear rubbers, then look, you could say, look, oh, wearing a rubber, it takes away the sensitivity. Okay, oh, fuck me then. Get the woman to wear to take contraceptive. Oh yeah, well, when the woman takes contraceptive, she gets her sensitivity diminished as well. Oh,
They
all right.
get fucked up in their mind when they take a
Yeah,
contraceptive
but
as well, because you're fooling the body that you're always in the other way of the menstrual cycle, you know, where you can't produce a kid, you know.
yeah. Okay,
So,
so
and so it affects the sexual taste of the woman as well. She start to have a sexual attraction towards men that she wouldn't otherwise be sexually attracted to. So she often get maybe sexually attracted to be really really low T men because of
mm,
that. And then when getting off the contraceptive, she loses all this attraction from for the man she was with before, you know.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about that as a scientific truism.
Yeah, they have done a lot of studies on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think we're all too complicated and too nuanced to really believe anything fundamentally like that. But
Mm.
as far as just having sex for the sake of it, we're the only animals that do that. We're the
Yeah.
only animals that have sex for the sake of it, and we do it throughout the whole of the year, because it isn't governed by the optimum time of year for breeding and rearing children, and this, that, and the other. And
Yeah.
I can't see that there's a problem. In actual fact, I could write a whole fucking book about the benefits of prostitution.
Yeah,
Prostitution.
prostitution, I think, is a lot more okay than masturbating to porn. You know,
Well,
I
why?
think that because then you're doing it with another human being. You know, and that is the part which I see is important, because they want to keep us small and isolated and by ourselves, and draining our resources that way instead, you know, we're
Yeah,
just living hedonistically and so on, with no human connection.
yeah. Well, to be fair, I've been with enough prostitutes who weren't there when I was fucking them.
Uh.
Um,
Yeah, zooming out a little bit.
if someone's fucking 10 guys a day, they're not there. You know, they're not fucking there. And that's the whole prerogative of a prostitute. Why would they be there? I have had girls that really used to fucking love it when I came by, because in my younger days, great body, good looking, and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. And they're always asking me if I'm going to be going back. But they were some that it was just a job, and they didn't see you as anything special. You just fucking money, get it over with, be quick. You know,
Yeah.
I need to file my fucking nails down. And wash my fucking pussy or whatever. Yeah, we can get into all this stuff, and it's all very very nuanced. And this is the human being,
Yeah.
something for everyone. Um, but yeah, so we'll wrap this up now in the last 10 minutes. That would be 2 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to be making more videos about this, and I'm going to be starting to make some sort of mental blueprints as to what I'm going to be putting down, and what information I'm going to be including, a bit like in my book, because I'm going to
Yeah.
need to read scientific things, and include a bit of that. Then I'm going to read spiritual things and include a bit of that. Then include my own experience. The same sort of things. At the end of the day, it's my hypothesis. Nobody can fucking prove whether there's a soul at all, you know?
Yeah.
And but as far as an idea goes, I think it's a very interesting idea. There's so much you can do with it. You can really expand it and take it further, because with one, like I say, just with like the soul of adventure. Well, look inside the mindset of this soul. What is it, soul of adventure? What do you like to do? This soul, Andre, obviously likes to go many, many places and experience many things. Otherwise, it wouldn't have come into the body for you to take it there.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, the adventure spirit. Yes, I've been thinking about that also.
Because I come from a family, and I've got 11 brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and not a single one of them has barely left the country.
Hmm.
They go on package tours here and there, and they think they've fucking traveled. Why is it that I've been around the world multiple times? Why have I've lived all over the fucking world and done all different sorts of things? It can't be anything to do with genetics, because if it was, then I would remember some of my family and my granddads and my great granddads and grandparents, but nobody ever spoke of any of that fucking shit. And even in my lifetime, with great grandparents and grandparents, nobody ever did fucking shit except work for the fucking tax man and
Hmm.
wash the car on Sunday. They never did shit. Why have I done this shit? What is it about me that's different to all of those people? What is it about me that's different to millions of people? What is it about this spirit that chose me?
Didn't they want to do it or what?
Well, what can we say about want? Because if you say, did they want to do it, then you're suggesting that they have free will. I don't think
Hmm.
anybody has free will. I think that everything we do is the result of souls, spirits entering into this body and making us do stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know where a single one of our thoughts come from. We can't, in good conscience, say that we are the author of anything we say or do. All you got to do is listen to Robert Sapolsky or Sam Harris or uh, Bernardo Kastrup and a whole million people, which will tell you there's no fucking free will.
Hmm.
So if there's no free will, Andre, we'll have to ask, what the fuck is there then? And if you go, well, if there's no free will, but we still do shit, like there's something in us that enjoys it, who is enjoying it and why? And where does that shit come from? And why
Hmm.
do you have some shit and other people don't have shit? Or they have shit and you don't have shit? Why is it that I'm the only one in my family that is this incessant fucking philosopher? I'm so unique in as far as all of my friends and all of my family go. It's like they broke the mold when they made me. Why? These are the questions. This is why I'm, incessantly reading, because there's a billion questions that something in here wants to know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's not always obvious what it is one wants to know all the time, but it's like showing itself further into the future at a certain point, maybe. Ah, that was because of that, and so on. You
Yeah,
know?
well, when we get longer in the tooth, we get wiser. Then, with retrospect, of course, we can see the journey we travelled, and then we can conclude, oh, that was why I was doing this, and that why I was doing that. You see, I look back and I go, oh, that's why I was shot in Africa. Oh,
Yeah,
that's why my mother killed herself. It all makes perfect sense now if I want it to.
yeah,
If I'm happy with what I am, which I am, if
yeah,
I was in a doorway every night injecting crack cocaine, then I'd go, fuck my mother, that bitch, she fucked me up. Or fuck that guy in Africa that shot me in my fucking bed, motherfucker, fuck me up proper. No,
yeah,
they sent me on a wonderful journey. Wonderful journey.
yeah,
So, therefore, then, it seems everything is written. Everything is just fucking perfect for the total recall that you chose.
yeah, yeah. Trusting in the process. Yeah, trusting in the process.
Yeah, just fucking go with the flow and let it happen, man.
Yeah,
And, you know, realize that we don't know what the fuck's going on. All we can ever do, Andre, is look back with retrospect and try and piece the fucking madness together.
yeah,
Why was I incarcerated? On the other side of the fucking world. Um, did that, spur me on to write the book? Fucking seems like it. Who is going to read that book that really benefits from it sometime? Why is that book there? Why at this moment in time has there only been 100 copies sold? Will there be a day when there's a million copies sold? Who knows?
mm,
But if there are a million copies sold, then it's obvious because the cosmos wanted a million people to learn something about it, didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You see, everything is massively complex. Everything is so humongous. And so this friend of mine in the gym today,
Yeah,
I say to him, like, when you are kind of like ADHD, like we are, we isolate ourselves from other people, and that's what he is. He's reclusive like me. He will avoid people at all costs, but when he sees them, he's very jovial and happy and obliging, just like I am. But
yeah.
I only go out when I fucking need to.
Hmm.
I'm not doing it for fun. I'm not going down the social club because I want to meet people. I'm not going into
No,
the boozer because I want a fucking chin wag. No, I'm staying the
no.
fuck away from them.
Yeah.
I've got 1,000 videos on this channel alone, and it's been up less than 2 years.
Hmm. That's much time.
Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
Yeah.
And why?
Hmm. Yeah, it is interesting what is doing it, and I, many stuff I ask why I do it. You know, because it's good. It's good to do it. it's it
Says who?
it.
Says who?
Uh, one want to believe that it's for the better, you know.
Yeah. So okay. Um,
But
it,
but
look,
uh,
look.
if it's just for nothing, then I don't know.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
look. The thing is about our uh, ego, the operating system.
yeah,
It's a complete and utter liar. It's a
Yeah.
complete and utter fabrication.
Yeah.
What its job is to kid itself that there are no spirits in here. It's only ego. Ego's king. I'm the king of the castle, and there's only
Yeah.
me. This is what the ego wants to do. But when some of you spirit souls realize that that's not the case, then the ego gets very angry about that. And
Yeah.
that's when the ego implodes, because the ego gets so fucking stressed because he's so compromised, because it's been told that it's not the only kid on the fucking block. And it's like it's been told that that's not your real dad, you know? Oh my God, he's devastated. Yeah, the ego is just a fiction. And it likes to say, me, I. There's no one me here. There's no one I. You know, within you, Andre, there's a cooker, there's a fighter, there's a fucker, there's a book reader, there's the chatter, there's the book club attendant, there's a billion fucking things. And the ego tells us, oh, because I like that. No. Well, what about the shit that you don't like? Eating pizzas and drinking too much beer and doing too much cocaine and fucking your neighbour's cat or whatever you fucking do. You know, what about all those things? We see the ego denies them. It buries them in the shadow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But some motherfucking things making you do it. Some motherfucking things is doing it, living vicariously through you with your cut, with your mouth, with you,
Yeah.
with your eyes, with your brain.
Yeah.
So when we look at it like that, we can't take ownership. And that's why we can't take ownership for any crimes or anything that we're good at. You see, look, if you've got people on the stage and then you ask them, how did you get there? Years and years and years. You know, I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. Who the fuck was doing that? What obsessive monster took possession of your body to make you do that?
I start to think a certain thing that I did when I went to school. I took my key between my fist like that and punched the guy in the chest, you know? And he started to cry. It wasn't very nice of me because this guy really didn't deserve it that much, you know?
Uh-uh.
Uh, so I got a little sorry for him, you know, because he started to cry and so on. Then,
Uh,
then the teacher and such a things came and up to me and said, "Why did you do it? It wasn't me. It was the hand who did it." I said,
really? Really?
"Yeah,
Ah, well, there you go then. You was
yeah,
onto it then. You see, if you'd have pursued those thoughts, then, you know, you'd have a good handle on it now. But
yeah,
this is the thing. Why do we do anything? You know, I can't say, you know, when I look at the things I do, there is a driver, there is a compulsion. I'm learning a new song at this moment in time. And when you learn new songs, you practice and 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 you practice till your fingers are so fucking sore that you can't even play the next day or the day after. But then, as
mm,
soon as you can, even though your fingers are really hurting, you're practicing and you're practicing and you're practicing. Who and why? Because I want to play this song. Who wants to play this fucking song? You know,
mm,
it's just it's all bewildering. Why do we go to the gym? And I'm speaking to my mate in the gym, and he's standing next to me. And as he's talking, because we're talking for so long, I'm
yeah,
doing some pull downs, and and I'm listening to, and I'm talking, and I said to him, I said, see what we're doing. You know,
yeah,
why is it so important to us to put ourselves through such distress? Why do we want to punish the body? Why do we, it's like we're being forced in a chain gang to
yeah,
to fucking break rocks or something, only we seem to be doing it of our own volition. We're not doing it of our own volition. There's an entity inside which is doing it.
yeah,
And that
mm,
entity is doing it because that's what those entities do.
yeah,
It's like, why does a leopard, run at 90 miles an hour? Because fucking leopards run at 90 miles an hour,
mm,
you know?
yeah,
And so all these things, it's just because that's how it is. And so when we take certain entheogens, we have voices in our heads or we have spirits enter us and, all these different sorts of stuff. Well, when we change our state of consciousness, that's when other spirits can come in.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. And if you start getting into all dark fucking magic and stuff like that, then unless you're very, very careful, you can be inviting shit in.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So, and everyone knows that.
Yeah.
There's all these rituals which you got to do to
That,
protect yourself, and there's certain magic words that you've got to say. There's a procedure to do this, otherwise you'll get fucked up.
yeah. And uh, I have tried certain things a long time ago where I cut myself on the chest and I cut myself on the arm. Then I did a painting with the different runes on with my blood and so on, And when I did it, I could have felt that there was a presence, and it wasn't the best kind of presence that were there.
Yeah,
And then I worked with a certain rune that is called the Tours rune, and that's like the darkest of the runes, really, or the most risky of the Nordic runes.
right.
And that rune actually symbolizes a thorn, so to speak, and so
A
the
thorn,
yeah, like on a rose petal, a
right?
thorn.
Yeah,
So when I did that, uh, what a wasp came into my apartment and was uh, doing this on my leg, just all the way up like that, touching it, and
right,
then stung me. And I was working with the thorn rune in blood.
right.
But I don't do that anymore. It was a naive thing of me to do.
Yeah,
I That was many years ago, but I took a very naive approach to it. Like, yeah, it's like art kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
but yeah,
these things, they run very, very deep, and it's all, black magic, white magic, whatever. And
yeah,
we have to make sure we know what we're dealing with. But
yeah,
it's funny that that wasp would sting you for no reason, because normally they need to be compromised before they're going to sting you. But
yeah,
maybe it felt an aura, maybe it felt threatened, or something like that.
yeah,
Um, who knows? Maybe it was drunk with the energy which was emitting from your body.
yeah.
Anyway, great
So
conversation, Andre. Wrap this one up now, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Um, yeah, always good to chat and talk about all these different sorts of stuff.
yeah,
So if you get like half an hour over the course of next week, if you like to watch these last two videos I put up today,
yeah,
speaking about these things that we spoke about, you might find those interesting.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'll put this.
I can go in right away to look at them. Take a glass of water,
Yeah.
sit down, look at them right now.
All right, mate.
Yeah,
Okay, so well, until next time, mate. Uh, be more aware of the souls that you possess. See
yeah,
how many you can find.
yes. Because I haven't started to dream more since I was doing, like you said, that I should remember my dreams. I remind myself when I
Right.
go to bed, and so
Uh-huh.
on.
Interesting.
But it's always very abstract dreams and very strange things. Yeah,
Well, you said that's the nature because dreams speak to you in symbolism. But once you can
yeah,
interpret the symbolism, then they make sense. So, what I recommend then, if you want to continue to do that, have a pen and paper by your bed. And when you wake up from a dream, when you realize you've been in the dream, write down all that you remember.
yeah,
Or at least the very, very key points of it, because when you've wrote down the key points, when you look at it in the morning and you think about it and contemplate it, the rest of the dream will come back to you. as long as you do it when you wake up, when you first wake up. But if you get out of bed and go about your day, then you'll probably lose it forever.
Yeah.
And so anyway, write some stuff down and all the symbolisms and archetypes, and then maybe I'll have a go at interpreting that with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I've written down a little bit already, but it was very strange. Hamburgers made of rubber and strange stuff, you know.
Yeah, but if you looked back at what you've been watching, what you've been reading, what you've experienced, things will start to come together, and you see dreams that they created out of a condensation of many facets, which often look bizarre, but you can decipher as to why things are like they are in some sort of symbolic way. But
Yeah.
what you have to do is you write the dream down as thoroughly as you absolutely can, reciting as if you're in the dream.
Yeah.
I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then I saw this and then I saw that and then I felt this. You write it down in your normal language. Try to do automatic writing to write it all down, and then when you wrote it all down, you have to look at all the key words. Which are expressionary words, and you have to go, what do I mean when I use those words? And then you look at the symbolism and what does that symbolism mean to me?
Mm.
And then you'll get closer and you'll get better at interpreting your dreams.
Mm.
All right, dude. So until then, anyway, we'll wrap it up, and I'll talk to you soon. Yeah,
Yeah, we see you soon, mister.
appreciate it, man.
We,
See you soon, Andre.
we. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.